biological wonder in need of conservation. Giant pandas, with their distinctive black and white fur, endearing plump appearance, and serene bamboo-eating habits, have long been a global symbol of wildlife in need of conservation. More than just attracting attention for their unique looks, these creatures harbor a complex evolutionary history, fascinating biological characteristics, and a challenging story of survival in the modern world. This article will take you on a deeper exploration into the world of giant pandas. From their ancient origins to their current habitats, from their special attributes to their arduous reproductive process, and from their historical geographical distribution to the ongoing conservation efforts being undertaken to protect this precious species. Historical origins and evolutionary process. To better understand the giant pandas of today, we need to journey back in time, exploring the fossil records that reveal their origins and evolutionary process. Paleontological evidence suggests that the ancestors of giant pandas appeared on Earth millions of years ago. During the Pliocene epoch, around 5.3 to 2.6 million years ago. Fossils have been found in various regions of Asia, including areas where giant pandas no longer exist today, indicating a wider distribution in their past. One of the most well-known ancient panda genera is Ailuropoda melanaluca fovealis. Found in southern China and dating back to the Pleistocene epoch, around 2.6 million to 11.700 years ago. This species is considered the direct ancestor of modern giant pandas. Compared to today's pandas, Ailuropoda melanaluca fovealis was slightly smaller but already possessed basic characteristics such as tooth structure adapted for bamboo consumption. The evolutionary process of giant pandas is a prime example of adaptation to a specific habitat and food source. The transition from the omnivorous diet of their ancestors to a nearly exclusive bamboo diet led to significant changes in the morphology and physiology of pandas. One of the most notable adaptations is the development of a false thumb, actually an enlarged wrist bone covered by a fleshy pad, which allows them to grip and strip bamboo stalks effectively. Their strong jaws and flat molars are perfectly designed for crushing and grinding tough bamboo. The digestive system of pandas also underwent adaptations to digest the cellulose in bamboo. Although the digestive efficiency remains relatively low, recent genetic studies have provided further detailed information about the evolutionary relationship of giant pandas with other bear species. Despite some morphological similarities with red pandas, DNA analysis shows that giant pandas actually belong to the bear family, Ursidae, while red pandas belong to a separate family, Ailaridae. Studies also indicate that giant pandas diverged from other bear species about 18 to 20 million years ago, highlighting a long and independent evolutionary history. Geographical distribution in history and present day. As mentioned, fossils indicate that giant pandas once had a much wider range than they do today. They inhabited many regions of China and possibly even neighboring areas. However, due to climate change, competition with other animal species, and especially due to human impact, the distribution range of giant pandas has significantly shrunk. Specific current habitats. Today, wild giant pandas are found only in a few remote mountainous regions of 3 provinces in China. Sichuan. This province has the largest and most diverse giant panda population. They mainly inhabit the Minshan and Qionglai mountain ranges, where dense bamboo forests thrive at altitudes ranging from 2.000 to 3.500 meters. Notable nature reserves in Sichuan include the Wolong National Nature Reserve, the Fengtongzhe National Nature Reserve, and the Baifengzhe Giant Panda Base. Shaanxi. Shaanxi Province is home to a smaller giant panda population, primarily living in the Qinling Mountains. Qinling pandas have some distinct characteristics compared to Sichuan pandas, such as lighter brown fur on their bellies. The Foping National Nature Reserve is one of the important areas for the conservation of Qinling pandas. Gansu. In Gansu Province, a small number of giant pandas live scattered in high mountainous areas. The populations here are often fragmented and smaller compared to those in Sichuan and Shaanxi. The Baishujiang National Nature Reserve is one of the areas with giant pandas in Gansu. Overall, The ideal habitat for giant pandas is humid bamboo forests at altitudes between 2.000 and 3.500 meters. With complex terrain and minimal human disturbance, their current distribution reflects a severe decline in habitat due to deforestation, agricultural expansion, and infrastructure development. Biological attributes and behavior. Giant pandas possess many unique biological attributes that reflect their high degree of adaptation to their specialized diet and habitat. Morphological characteristics. Size. Adult giant pandas have a body length of 1.2 to 1.9 meters, from head to tail. Stand about 70 to 90 centimeters tall at the shoulder, and weigh between 75 and 160 kilograms. Males are typically larger than females. Fur. Their fur is thick and dense with a distinctive contrasting black and white pattern. Black fur usually appears around the eyes, ears, legs, and shoulders, while the rest of the body is white or creamy white. The exact function of this coloration is still being researched by scientists. But there are hypotheses that it helps pandas camouflage in their snowy and shaded bamboo forest habitat and may also play a role in thermoregulation. Paws. Panda paws have 5 fingers with sharp claws, helping them grip trees when climbing. Notably, they have a false thumb on their wrist, which is actually an elongated wrist bone covered in flesh. This acts as an opposable thumb, allowing them to hold and manipulate bamboo stalks skillfully. Teeth. Giant pandas have strong jaws and flat, broad molars suitable for grinding bamboo. They have very strong jaw muscles, enabling them to chew through tough bamboo stems. Digestive system. Although they belong to the order Carnivora, the diet of giant pandas is primarily herbivorous, bamboo. Their digestive system has evolved some features to process bamboo, such as a thick mucus lining in the esophagus and stomach to protect against sharp bamboo fragments, and a rapid transit time of food through the intestines to maximize nutrient absorption. However, the efficiency of cellulose digestion in bamboo remains relatively low, so they need to consume a large amount of bamboo each day to meet their energy needs. Behavior. Diet. Giant pandas spend most of their day, about 10 to 16 hours, eating bamboo. They can consume up to 10 to 38 kilograms of bamboo per day, including stems, leaves, and shoots. They tend to select younger, more nutritious bamboo. Activity. Giant pandas are typically most active during dawn and dusk, crepuscular. During the day, they often rest in tree hollows or caves. Despite their seemingly clumsy appearance, pandas are surprisingly adept climbers and can also swim. Social behavior. Giant pandas are generally solitary animals, except for mothers with their cubs. They tend to avoid each other and mark their territory with urine and secretions from their anal glands. Communication. Pandas communicate with each other primarily through olfaction, scent marking, and some vocalizations such as moans, bleats, and barks. Mothers and cubs have a closer relationship and use a wider range of sounds for communication. Reproduction and life cycle. The reproductive process of giant pandas is one of the factors that makes the species vulnerable. Sexual maturity and reproduction. Giant pandas usually reach sexual maturity between the ages of 4 to 8 for females and 6 to 8 for males. Breeding season. The breeding season for giant pandas is very short, typically lasting from spring to early summer, March to May. During this time, males will search for females and compete with other males to mate. Mating. Females are only in estrus for about 2 to 3 days each year, which is one of the reasons why natural reproduction in giant pandas is often difficult. Gestation. The gestation period for giant pandas lasts about 95 to 160 days. They usually give birth to one cub, although twins occasionally occur. Cubs. Newborn panda cubs are incredibly small and helpless, weighing only about 100 to 200 grams, which is about 1/900th the weight of their mother. They are completely dependent on their mothers for care and nursing. Development. Cubs stay with their mothers for about 18 to 24 months, during which time they learn essential survival skills such as foraging and climbing. After weaning, the cubs will leave their mothers and begin an independent life. Lifespan. In the wild, giant pandas have an average lifespan of about 20 years, while in captivity, They can live up to 30 years or more. Low reproductive rates, long gestation periods, high cub mortality rates, and short estrus periods are natural factors that make it difficult for panda populations to recover quickly when they decline. Threats and conservation efforts. Over the past several decades, giant pandas have faced numerous serious threats to their survival. Main threats: habitat loss and fragmentation. This is the biggest threat to giant pandas. The expansion of human activities such as deforestation for logging, conversion of land for agriculture, and infrastructure development, roads, hydroelectric dams, has reduced the area of bamboo forests and fragmented the pandas' habitat into small, isolated patches. This not only reduces their food supply but also limits their ability to move and mate, leading to decreased genetic diversity and increased risk of local extinction. Poaching. Historically, giant pandas were hunted for their fur. Although this activity has been strictly prohibited with severe penalties, the risk of poaching still exists. Climate change. Climate change could negatively impact giant pandas by altering the distribution and productivity of bamboo species. Their primary food source. Changes in temperature and precipitation could reduce suitable bamboo forest areas and affect the growth cycles of bamboo. Disease. Small and concentrated panda populations are vulnerable to disease outbreaks. A major epidemic could cause a significant decline in numbers. Low reproductive rate. As mentioned, the natural reproductive characteristics of giant pandas make it difficult for their populations to recover quickly when numbers are reduced by external factors. Conservation efforts. Recognizing the endangered status of giant pandas, China and the international community have implemented many important conservation efforts. Establishment of nature reserves. Numerous nature reserves have been established in Sichuan, Shaanxi, and Gansu provinces to protect the habitat of giant pandas and other flora and fauna. These reserves provide a safe environment for pandas to live and breed. Captive breeding programs. Giant panda breeding centers have been established to increase the panda population through scientific breeding programs. Assisted reproductive techniques such as artificial insemination are also used. The ultimate goal of these programs is to reintroduce healthy pandas back into the wild. Scientific research. Scientists conduct extensive research on the biology, behavior, ecology, and genetics of giant pandas to better understand their needs and develop more effective conservation measures. Education and awareness. Education and communication programs are implemented to raise public awareness about the importance of conserving giant pandas and their habitat. International cooperation. China has collaborated with many countries and international organizations on giant panda research and conservation projects. Sharing expertise and resources. Green corridors. Efforts are underway to create green corridors connecting fragmented panda habitats, allowing them to move, find mates, and increase genetic diversity. Policies and laws. The Chinese government has enacted strict policies and laws to protect giant pandas and their habitat, including a ban on hunting and trading pandas. Thanks to these continuous efforts, the conservation status of giant pandas has seen positive changes. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, downlisted giant pandas from endangered to vulnerable in 2016, indicating an increase in their wild population. However, giant pandas still face many challenges and need continued strict protection. Giant pandas in culture and symbolism. Giant pandas are not only a rare wildlife species but also an important cultural symbol, especially in China. With their adorable appearance and gentle demeanor, they are often seen as symbols of peace, friendship, and good luck. Images of giant pandas appear widely in art, literature, film, and commercial products. The global popularity of giant pandas also plays a significant role in conservation efforts. Public interest and affection have motivated governments, organizations, and individuals around the world to join hands in protecting this species. Zoos around the world often have giant panda programs, attracting large numbers of visitors and helping to raise awareness about conservation. Conclusion. Giant pandas are a marvel of nature, a unique animal with a long evolutionary history and special biological characteristics. Although significant progress has been made in conservation efforts, they still face many challenges in a world increasingly impacted by humans. Protecting giant pandas is not just about saving an adorable animal. It is about protecting a precious part of our planet's natural heritage. The joint efforts of the international community and continuous dedication are